Welcome back to another Sicksinz gaming review. This platform is being played on the Switch. Please enjoy. Gris, it functions as a wondrous collection of puzzles tied together with expertly crafted platforming, while under the surface lies a piece of art worthy of discussion dishes for years to come. Now, if I want to make a comparison to another game, it would be a game called Journey. That was another great game that I do enjoy while playing on the PlayStation 3 as well as on the PlayStation 4. I just went silent there for a second so you guys could actually enjoy the music that was being played from the soundtrack of this game. Nomada Studios has come out swinging with this game, Gris. It is an amalgamation of the skills curated by studio heads Adrian Cuevas and Roger Mendoza and the breathtaking art of Conrad Rosette. Cuevas and Mendoza founded Nomada with the goal of thoroughly blurring the lines between video game and art. And while this is certainly not unique to the studio, what they achieved with Gris is nothing short of magic. Gris is a young woman on a journey of self-recovery. She is spurred on by a trauma that players can only begin to glimpse through metaphorical landscapes and puzzles. Unable to summon her own voice, Gris's whole sense of self collapses around her. Players join her as she tumbles further and further into her mind, a vast ethereal realm in which color has vanished. Littered across the realm are stars that have fallen from the sky, where it also includes monolithic statues of women, which enables Gris to grow stronger in her quest to rediscover herself. Gris's gameplay is best described as a loose take on a puzzle platformer. It's clever, sometimes brilliant, but smooths down the edges of difficulty typically found in this genre. Removing elements such as depth and combat frees up the game to refine its pacing and focus almost entirely on visual storytelling and mood. The game operates out of a central tower, which houses the fallen stars collected by Gris. Exploring the world will yield more stars and return color to the landscape. As color returns, players will be unlocking new paths forward and granting Gris a small selection of gifts to navigate the world. These gifts are given after Gris endures different trials. Early on, after weathering a harsh desert storm, Gris gains the ability to transform her dress into a solid block. This block is capable of slamming through weakened floors or activating mechanical switches. Now, I won't detail the rest of the abilities, as the joy of Gris is in the discovery. Each feels better than the last though, culminating to a truly moving sequence that I won't forget for quite some time. Despite levels being crafted from fragments of Gris's mind, an assortment of whimsical environments, the places you explore seamlessly fit together. During my playthrough, only once in the 5 or so hours of play did I lose my sense of direction. Using subtle visual clues and level design, Gris constantly guides you to your next goal without ever giving you the sense that you're being funneled through a primarily linear experience. The platforming is more often than not on the forgiving side. This is another design choice that allows for players' exploration to happen organically. Gris will eventually test you with some tighter platforming and physics-based puzzles. Now, these challenges occur naturally in the context of the narrative and only require some quiet reflection on your surroundings to solve. It's a delicate balancing act, keeping players engaged without ramping up the difficulty in an overt way, but Gris never stumbles. A focus on accessibility has allowed Nomada to craft an experience that almost anyone could pick up and play, but for some, this design ethos would immediately disqualify Gris from consideration. Now don't get me wrong, not all art necessitates accessibility, but Nomad's mission statement has taken them beyond traditional skill requirements, and Gris is a better game for it. It helps, of course, that this mechanical foundation is paired with an archingly beautiful art direction. Gris is undeniably stunning. A work of art so unique and fully realized that it will make the industry stand to attention. Translating Rosette's distinct watercolor style of art into the game has yielded incredible results. There is not a single frame of Gris that doesn't feel like a painting in motion. Just as the game shies away from traditional platforming elements, so too does it leaves most of its narrative up for interpretation. A choice that gives Rosette's work some mighty heavy lifting to do. Fortunately, it's a gamble that pays off immensely, with much of Gris's emotional impact conveyed through visual language and small flourishes. Rosette's interpretation of a woman's journey inward manifests as a geometrically strange landscapes and beautifully rendered sculptures. Gris will explore lush forests, sunken caves, and palaces made of light and flowers, with each location building on the game's core motifs through metaphor and use of color. Much like the gameplay, I fear spoiling the game's most stunning pieces. What Rosette has crafted here begs to be seen for itself. While Rosette's art gives Gris its arresting visual identity, the game's soundtrack and audio design are amazing. The soundtrack shifts and evolves as Gris' understanding of herself does, blending in soft piano notes and ominous strings to underscore the game's more poignant moments. Paired with crisp sound design, best suited for high-quality headphones, Gris ties together its various threads into one of the strongest artistic statements of the medium. Now, I've talked a lot about metaphors in Gris because ultimately much of what you take away from the game's narrative comes down to interpretation. Nomada has been very clear about the nature of the game. A young woman experiences trauma and must find a way to heal, but the particulars are much looser. Now, particularly with this game, the advice I would definitely seek after completing the game is seek out a woman's opinion on this. I can only interpret and respond to it so much in this, and it feels crucially important that we listen to how the game makes the women feel around us. During my gameplay, I actually will frequently stop with a long period of time just to ruminate on what I've just seen and as well as done. Like, what does it mean that red was the first color to return to Gris's mindscape? Did the small creature in the woods represent something, or was it just there to be a cute puzzle-solving mechanic? Gris inspires these kinds of thoughts. It's deeply spiritual, itchingly human, immaculately constructed, and absolutely demands to be experienced in a time when games and art are finally indistinguishable from one another. This is actually one of the best games that I've played in a very long time from an artistic standpoint. With stunning art direction, clever level and puzzle design, evocative soundtrack and audio design with minimalist narrative, it's one of the really best games that I've played in 2018. I did purchase this when it first came out, which was December 13th, I believe. I forgot the pricing for this, but I will put this in the description below. My verdict for this game would be a 9 out of 10. Once again, with stunning art direction and the clever level and puzzle design, with the soundtrack and audio design so on point, and with the narrative, it's just one of those games you need to try out. Alright? Let me know what you guys think of the review. What other games you want me to review? Have you got this game? Did you buy it? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Once again, thank you for watching this review. Sicksinz out.